What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your boy Micah back at it again with another motherfucking video. I apologize because it's been a few days. I know I haven't posted a video in a minute. Shit is crazy around here in Texas. And it was cold as fuck yesterday. And I did not feel like standing out here for 20 minutes in the fucking cold to do a video. But fortunately, it's becoming hot as balls right now. So, I'm going to take this opportunity and get a video to you guys. So, what we're going to talk about today is Enochian magic. And why sending Enochian magic and celestials is one of the dumbest things a person can do to one of us, necromancers. We're also going to talk about how Enochian celestials differ from regular JCI celestials. So let's begin. I have a person, who I'm not going to name, that's probably watching this channel, who was hired by a person I knew a couple of years ago to try to curse me. Because I happened to make her hit list, and she just felt like being negative and fucking being a bitch. So she hired this old enemy of mine to fucking try shit. This old enemy said he was gonna send Enochian magic and some other bullshit. So he sent it. It ain't do shit. Fucking holy fuck. Y'all gotta excuse me, because I'm just thinking about this shit like so fucking dumb and stupid, man. But let me get to what I was gonna say. We're gonna talk about that little issue later. Freaking the person sent Enochian magic, right? Now, as a necromancer, I'm looking at not just the energy signature of, the Enochian keys and the celestials that were sent my way. I'm looking at all the other shit that came with it. Because this is what you got to understand for you legit practitioners out there. Enochian has been used by the light side, or white magicians, the Golden Dawn, Christian mystics, etc. And it has also been used by the dark side, i.e. Satanists. Hell, Anton LaVey fucking had a whole series of Enochian keys that he reversed in order to fucking supposedly conjure up dark side of things. What's going on, man?
Doing an interview.
Nah, man, doing a video. Excuse that. But basically, Anton LaVey basically inverted the Enochian keys in an effort to switch the vibration of them so it conjures up demons instead of celestials. And what this person that tried to screw with me does not realize is that when you use these Enochian keys, you're conjuring up not just the main energy signature, but all the energies and all the intent that was used for that particular key. There's ways you can use Enochian for baneful magic, for baneful purposes, because you're calling upon certain forces which differ from spirits in and of themselves. Now, I'm looking at, all the energies that they sent, the celestial and Enochian script that was used for the bindings and all the other bullshit. And I did what I had to do, got rid of it, etc. So what next came were Enochian celestials. Now these differ in the sense that they're not your normal everyday JCI type shit. You're not going to necessarily see like silver or golden chains around you or around your spirit, astral body, etc. What you'll see and what you'll feel is more of a mental, psychic influence. Having thoughts that try to dissuade you from your path. Having thoughts that try to convince you to fucking subtly give up. Or some bullshit like that. Basically weak stuff. As a necromancer, you're not going to experience what your enemy thinks you're going to experience, which is health problems, fucking psychic illness, mental illness, maybe getting into a car wreck, almost getting run over by a car, getting shot, or some bullshit like that. That's not what the vibrations of that shit is for. That's not how it operates. That's not its modus operandi. So, the other reason why sending Enochian is very dumb and very fucking stupid is because it lacks the death component, the death essence to go with it. It's like two negatives canceling one another out. You have the death essence, a negative in and of itself in polarity, and you have the Enochian, which is a negative essence because of the range of its vibration. It's way above anything else. And so it becomes a negative just by default of it being so high in vibration. And so when you put the two together, nothing happens because it cancels itself out. And then again, innate death essence surges of its own accord, even without your conscious feeling and sensing and awareness to combat the shit in every way, shape, and form. And the funny thing is that Enochian is moldable, so to speak. It's, no, actually the word I'm looking for is mutable. Just like how you have mutable or changeable signs in astrology, Enochian is mutable in and of itself. So it adapts to whatever defenses and protections to try to work its way through the cracks, so to speak. Death essence is also mutable. It does the exact same fucking thing without your conscious or subconscious awareness. So therefore, nothing happens. And if something does slip through the cracks, it's watered down to the point to where it's experienced as solely mental intrusive thoughts, ideas, etc., and feelings of various beings, foreign beings being around you, who are also corrupted by the dark satanic vibrations that were put into Enochian magic. You feel me? Now, those of you who are practitioners of Enochian sorcery and all that good shit, y'all could argue and be like, oh, well, you know, that's not true, and I never experienced any satanic vibrations coming from them. Okay, that's cool, whatever. It's being used by almost both groups, dark and light. I've done it myself before. I've done it myself on both sides of the fucking fence. So, it is what it is. Now, ways of dealing with the Enochian angels. Because these are not typical entities, you can't really deal with them in typical ways, i.e. binding, conjuring death essence into them, that kind of thing. They're going to come heavily fortified and heavily armored with their own spiritual armor, just like you would see, let's say, Archangel Michael or some shit, or Metatron, to protect against that death impact. So you got to put in some work for really getting to these entities. But once you do, it's free reign from there. You can vamp the fuck out of them for their essence and their power, thus strengthening your own self. You could do some other shit. You feel me? So it really matters, up to you. It varies, but you have to really put in that work to break down the protections, break down the energy, and all the other good shit that is preventing you from fulfilling your will. Also, something I want to say is that you're going to have and you're going to encounter enemies who decide to hire and pay other people in order to deal with you or get rid of you. This is what you got to think about. Money talks. We know that shit. However, money is not a guarantee of the outcome. Money just makes sure that the job is done correctly, so the probability of getting the outcome you want is greater and quicker. It shows a commitment to it. It shows you're serious about it, so to speak. But you gotta also remember that your enemy is taking the time out their day when they could be doing other shit in order to curse you. So you're already winning by default of them giving you their energy and attention in order to execute the curse. Whether it's sigils, beings, evocation, invocation, some made up bullshit they come up with that they think they're proficient in when in reality they're not, or other things. So, you give your enemy an ultimatum. You don't even gotta fucking strike back. You let them send whatever the fuck they gonna send. It's not gonna work anyway, in any way, shape, or form. You let them go through the whole mental motions of trying to figure out why it's not working. You're getting extra energy there, psychic, psionic, mental energy. You let them continue scrying and let them continue thinking that their scrying is accurate when in reality it's not. And when they see that you're still alive, they're going to try again and again and again and again and again until they are exhausted. They're going to rest for a little bit, then they're going to go forth and do it again until their entire energy reserves run out. And that is when you have the opportunity to strike. That is when your death hexes and curses are going to be at their most potent, because now they're losing sleep. They cannot rest or recuperate on any level, physical, mental, or spiritual. They don't have the psychic insight and the wisdom to know when their own spirits is telling them, hey, you should probably leave this guy alone. You should probably stop and move on. And therefore you don't exhaust yourself. But no, they're going to continue. And when they give everything they fucking got, when they use every goddamn tool in and outside their arsenal to no avail, that's when discouragement kicks in. And you gotta realize most of your enemies have a fear of being a failure. And it hits no more harder than when they constantly see their magic ceases to work on you. Then you can confront them with a completely different kind of death curse. Not so much summoning death essence and directing it to them to cause necrosis and all this other kind of stuff. You put the death curse on them that relies on truth and objective fact in reality. That objective fact is that they're a fucking failure as a person and as a magician. It sounds very simple. It doesn't sound all that glamorous. It doesn't really fit the idea of what we want to happen to these enemies as a necromancer and all that other kind of stuff. But do not underestimate the power of reality and truth. I think I said this in a previous video, that the four horsemen, war, famine, conquest, pestilence, disease, and death, are not the horsemen you gotta fear. The horseman you gotta fear is the hidden one, the fifth one, called reality. Do you know how much suicide, how much depression, how much hopelessness, and how much death is caused by people realizing they truly are pieces of shit and no one else loves them? A unnatural form of death sprouts from that realization within a person's soul and mind. It kills off their psyche, their magic, etc. Leads to them just going through the motions. It leads to a disconnect of the spirit. And it can also cause their health to fail by reason of drinking themselves to death. How many people suffer from alcohol addiction due to the fact that they can't cope with reality, whether it's because of something they did or not? And it destroys their fucking liver and puts them in the hospital and they fucking die. You see what I'm saying? So don't stress about your enemies. Don't stress about the fake motherfuckers in your circle. Don't stress about fake family. None of that shit. Let them stay stuck in their little mental world, refusing to grow out of their own ways, whether it's a fucking grand master of a cabal or otherwise. Let them stay stuck in their bullshit. Let them stay stuck, rotting and putrefying in their thoughts, having no new ideas, having no new wisdom come to them, having no anything come to them. And watch what happens. Let them continue to give you energy. Let them continue to give you energy by way of memory, false memory, by them thinking they did shit to you, whether bind or devouring or whatever. And just by them remembering that, you're still getting energy. It's a small amount of energy, but it's still energy nonetheless. Therefore, you keep prospering. You keep getting better and better and better and better until you outclass and outweigh in your soul and in your energy and in your vibrations and in your power all of them, to where they are truly beneath you as people and as magicians. And you trample on them and you keep going forward to where you need to be. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good shit. And by the way, before I forget, I am offering mentoring To people who want to learn necromancy, black magic, whatever it is, for whatever goals you have. You can hit me up on one of my links, my Discord link, email, etc. It is a paid mentorship, and we will discuss the details when you message me. But if you decide to get mentorship from me, the only thing I ask is that you do the fucking work. I have no problem with answering questions about, why are you having me do this assignment, etc. But do the assignment first. Because the questions you ask after you do the work is going to tell me you actually did it. That's a key right there. So, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. And until next time, peace.